I am Valerie Tuttle.
I'm Stacy Tuttle.
We are the pastors at Life Point Church, and we are honored to be part of the FACE involvement that is going on within our school system here in Alexander City. We really enjoyed the training that we were able to participate in a couple of weeks ago, and we just want to give you some information about that. A little bit about us: we do have 3 kids. We have one that is at Radney, we have one that is, or we have 2 actually that are at Jim Pearson. And we try to be as involved with the schools as we can, and we're excited to see what else is in store with the FACE involvement in our community.
So the workshop training overall, there was some excellent feedback from all parties involved. There was some great things that happened. There was some tension in moments, but man, that tension was needed so that we could better learn from one another. I thought that overall the format, everything was excellent about the presentation. The 2 presenters did an excellent job in presenting the information. And I also think that we were able to hear all parties that were involved in that training. One thing that maybe even we could expound on that is to involve more voices on those parties. And I know that can become a frustrating thing when we involve more voices, but different personalities, different opinions.
One of the things that I took away from my favorite activity that we did was the day that we did a research paper, and we were, educated on the fact that sometimes we assume things that may not be so. And one of the things that we learned that day was how immigrants were teaching their children how important education was by taking them to work with them. They weren't always the most involved in the school activities, but they were making sure that their kids knew the importance of what education can do for them. And so I think sometimes in our community we can look at situations and assume things and not really know what the situation is. So I took away from that sometimes we need to get to know the kids and the families of our community better so that we know how to work together as families in our community to help each other.
What is one thing that we learned or possibly discovered? I think that I knew that there was a diversity within Alex City. I knew that there were problems as far as level of comprehension within our school systems. But I thought it was so overwhelming that in a few of our systems, the parent involvement, it's almost like a tug of war, where you have the teachers giving their all, and I'm sure there's some that maybe they didn't, but I'm sure those parents, I'm sure there's some that are giving their all in that too. But both sides, it seemed like there was a divide there. And so I think it was overwhelming in the sense that we discovered that through our conversation that we had. And so I think that through this FACE implementation and these steps, this process, I think that will be an encouraging thing in that way. And I know there were several voices in those 3 days of training that talked about, okay, here's the step, here's a simple step, here's something that we can do. And I think so often we have all of these steps and we have this plan, but we just need to do it. We just need to do something. I think we've held our hands up. We don't know what to do for so long. And I think through that training period, I think there was a lot of voices that said, okay, let's do something. Let's do this. And so why not? Let's try it. Absolutely.
And I think it's awesome. Even since the training, I have observed that a couple of the schools are doing better as far as communication with parents. They're giving out information through Class Dojo or Remind or their Facebook pages. And so I believe that change is already beginning to happen, and I'm looking forward to what all change is going to come with this. And I think it's so important that we as a community are open to cultural differences. Sometimes those things are overlooked, and sometimes we just don't fully understand how to help one another. And so I believe that this committee and this opportunity is going to help our community to not only work better together, but it's going to help our kids to have a better education and a better success rate for their future. So we're excited to see what's to come.
I also just want to add as well, involving the community is such a crucial thing, such an important thing. Community leaders, community churches, however that looks. And I think that helps maybe with some of those families that come that are broken homes or those blended type families. And so I think that brings the family unit to a different idea, a different concept even of your traditional family where mom and dad are at home or siblings are at home. And so I think having that involvement is such a super thing that we can do as far as Alex City community as a whole. So we just want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of this training and a part of whatever else that we can do to help in facilitating the FACE implementation. Thank you.